Someone mentioned in BookTube, I think it was Caleb, wanted to see the sunroom. This is the sunroom, which you you have the dining room where I usually sit. Let me turn the light on in here. I usually sit here in the dining room, and I sit here and I make a video. You see my clock is January, it's not January, it's July the 29th. It is a Saturday, is 8:27 at night. And then you see the room, that is the sunroom. And the reason why we call it the sunroom is that you can only sit in it when it's warm. During the winter, there is no heating out here, so we close it up. But when it's warm, spring or autumn or summer, you can sit out here and you can see our backyard and you can see our neighbors. See, it's a sunroom because of all the windows. My wife usually sits in here when she's off from work. She sits in this rocking chair that used to belong to her parents. Her dad used to sit in it, and then her mother used to sit in it. And my wife sits out here, drinks a cup of tea, reads her Bible, and when it gets dark, she watches the fireflies. So yeah, as far as myself, today I only read this book. I've mentioned it, The Book of Wars, What It Takes to Be Educated in America by James Atlas. That's all I really read today. I did get in the mail this novel I mentioned. Well, I couldn't remember the title last video I made. This is called The Night Ocean, a novel by Paul LaForge. He's the one that I mentioned, this one that he wrote before this one. Haussmann, or The Distinction, a novel by Paul LaForge. This is says here, this Marinia Willett, MD, has a problem. Her husband, Charlie, has become obsessed with the horror writer H.P. Lovecraft, in particular with the events of the summer of 1934, when the reclusive Lovecraft lived for 2 months with a young fan named Robert Barlow and his family in Central Florida. Lovecraft was 43 that summer, and Barlow was 16. What were the two of them up to? What did they feel for each other? Just when Charlie thinks he's solved the puzzle, a scandal erupts and he disappears. The police call it a suicide. But Marnina doesn't believe them. As Marnina follows her husband's trail in an attempt to learn the truth, the night ocean moves across the decades and along the length of the continent, from a remote Ontario town through New York, Lovecraft's native Providence, to Mexico City. Along the way, we meet Lovecraft and Barlow, who went on to become a well-known authority on the civilization of the Aztecs, the Futurians, a group of brilliant young science fiction writers, William S. Burroughs, Roy Cohen, and L.C. Spinks, a kindly Canadian appliance salesman, the only person who knows the origins of the Iran-Atommakhan, which may be the intimate diary of Lovecraft himself. The historical tour de force, The Night Ocean, is about love and deception. It's about the way stories earn our trust and betray it. So I got that in the mail. So that's it, what's going on. This is the sunroom. I got myself a cup of coffee. So tonight I'll just sit here. I'm not really in the mood to read or to write or to listen to music or anything. I'm just going to sit here until it gets dark and go to bed early. So I hope you're having a good night. This is the sunroom. In here is our granddaughter, Josie Joy, comes here and plays with the dolls, and there's children's books and children's toys and stuff for the grandchildren, little babies. So that's it. This is the sunroom, and not much else to tell you. So I will tell you, have a good night. Until next time, bye.